the reason why I asked you guys to come along, I've known you guys a long time, and I want to share with you what I feel is so exciting. If I knew something was going to explode and double in a couple of years' time, and I didn't tell you, I think you guys would come running after me. So tonight, we're going to show you a business called Vizionary, and it's all about cryptocurrency. And Cass she's been in it since the beginning. It came to South Africa, right? 18 months, 2.5 years?
No. It started in May last year, came to South Africa in June, and I only joined in December.
And I only joined in January.
Yeah.
In January. But since then, it's been a roller coaster ride. It's been absolutely unbelievable and incredible. And Gary here will talk about Spain. Will you do that for me? Give your thoughts of Spain. And from now onwards, you're going to see something that is absolutely incredible. So enjoy. Thanks, Cass.
Thanks, Bernard. Good evening, everyone. Please excuse the croaky voice. Gary, Cindy, and myself just got back from a leaders' convention in Spain for Vizionary, and we were totally blown away. Everything that we saw there was beyond our expectations. And since I joined this company, I've done a ton of research into the product and what the company is about and so on. And I was already very impressed with them. But having personally met the owners of the company and sat down with them and had a chat about their vision and how they see it going, and to just get a feel of their commitment to the business, I think that if we felt we were 100%, then it's now 10 times that. We know we're with the right company, and we know the future for us is extremely bright. So the company is called Vizionary. And what we're going to discuss tonight is some of the global financial challenges that are taking place. It's happening. Sometimes we choose to look at it, but I think the majority of the world's population is not looking at it, and we're hoping that things are going to get better. We're going to offer a rather innovative solution. We're going to talk about diversifying our income and wealth. Is that of interest to anybody? We'll talk about cryptocurrency, and if you take me back 10 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to explain to someone what that actually meant. And we're going to show you tonight why timing is absolutely everything. So we're not here to sell you anything tonight. We're just simply here to provide the education, just as it was provided for us, and you make a decision as to where you want to take this. The world is changing at a really rapid rate, and the internet has made new disruptive technologies possible. If you look at the way the internet has changed the way we do business today, the way we communicate, right? The whole world, industries are changing, and a revolution is happening specifically in the financial and currency systems. Now, when we look at the banking system the way it is right now, it's a system that's failing, and we're hoping for the best. If we look at other countries in the world, 350 banks have closed worldwide. The system is failing. Our rand is depreciating constantly. It's affecting all of us. We're talking about an industry that is a $90 trillion market. So we had to put in all those zeros there.
You want water, Cass?
Hey, please, yes. Would you agree that the people that hold the money have the power?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? And the ones that have the power control the masses. So if we looked at that, let's trace the money then. If we looked at America, which is considered one of the most powerful countries in the world, who owns the Federal Reserve Bank? Do we know that one?
5 elite families.
It's 8. It's 8 families that own the Federal Reserve Bank. Now you look at it and you say, it's privately owned? So then I thought, oh, hold on a minute, okay, that information was very easy to get. What about the South African Reserve Bank? I mean, if you look at the name South African Reserve Bank, we would think that possibly the government owned it. Does anybody in the room know who owns the South African Reserve Bank? Completely privately owned. 265 private shareholders. Starts getting a bit scary, isn't it? Because when you look at it now, the way I see it, the banking industry is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes in the world. Because right at the top here, you've got the Reserve Bank. Then you've got below that the governments, the banks, all of that. And where are we in this big pyramid? We're right at the bottom here. What are we doing? We're feeding into the system. And we're making those sitting at the top there extremely wealthy. So those are ones on the top, that's where the money trail leads to. So they have the money, they have the power, and they're controlling the masses. So central control for the first time is being challenged. Financial abuse is rife. 5 big banks pleaded guilty to fraud, and they were fined $5.8 billion for manipulating the foreign exchange markets. Now we would look at it and say, wow, $5.8 billion. That's a lot of money. They must have learned a lesson, right? But guess what? Last year alone, the banks collected over $30 billion in overdraft fees alone. Another way of saying this is that they took $30 billion from people that had no money. Because you wouldn't have an overdraft if you had the money. Right? So can you see how the system is operating? So if they're paying $5.8 billion in fines, but they're collecting $30 billion only in overdraft fees, that's not even counting the interest that people pay on the overdraft, the bank charges that you're paying every month. So the 5.8 is not so much then, hey? If you look at Greece last year, people had to line up to withdraw money from their own accounts because there was a limit on how much you could withdraw. What happens if tomorrow there's a limit on your bank account? So you may have the money there, but you can't access it. And this is going to become a reality. And I don't know if you're going to touch on anything that we learned in Spain. There was a man there, they call him Frank the Bank. He's got over 20 years experience in the financial markets. And he was talking there again about the bank bailouts. Like if you heard of Cyprus, what happened there? One day they wake up and 40% of their money is just taken out of their bank accounts. The bank passes a law, it's called the European Union bank bailout, right? And they don't need your permission to do it. It's done. So what do you do if 40% of your money's gone from your account? And there'll be no warning when that happens. If we look at the US dollar, sitting in South Africa, we feel the US dollar is one of the strongest currencies in the world. But when you look at the dollar and what it's been doing over the years, it's been steadily declining. On this side here is the US national debt, which is sitting at $19.3 trillion at the moment. The revenue is not enough to service just the interest on that debt. So it's a country heading for insolvency. What happens to the rest of the world? If I showed you this share and I said, well, look, the last couple of years it's been declining steadily. There's no hope it's going to turn around. Would you invest in this share? You wouldn't. And yet, every single one of us is very heavily invested in this share. Because this is the South African rand against the US dollar. Now we just saw the US dollar, a currency that is falling, and now we're looking at the rand against a falling currency. Double whammy, isn't it? We know this scenario too well. If you had 200 Rand in 98, you could possibly have come out of the grocery store with a trolley full of groceries. Same 200 Rand in 2005 may have got you half of that. And 200 Rand today, if you go shopping today, what does that get you? Do you even take a trolley?
Take a handbag.
Yeah, because you're coming out with one little packet, right? So we've got to have a plan B. When we look at this, it's not to scare anybody, but it's for us to become aware of what is going on in the world. When we become aware, then we can say, okay, so what's the answer? Where's the solution to the problem? What is our plan B? How do we now take care of our own finances and make sure that our families are taken care of? We can't put our head in the sand and hope that the government is going to take care of this problem. When you find a solution to a problem as big as this, the paychecks that come with it are going to be just as big. So our solution is get rid of the middleman. The banks, the governments, controlling regulators, get rid of the manipulation. And when we decentralize the finance markets, it's basically giving control of your money back to you. Why should someone else be controlling your money? If you want to move a sum of money to another country, there's a limit. There's a whole lot of questions. But it's your money. You've worked for it. And yet, you have to live within those rules. Currently, if we want to move money around, right? If I want to pay Bernard some money, now Bernard's got his bank account, I've got my bank account. He's paying bank fees on his side, I'm paying my bank charges. And if he sends me an EFT from another 2 different banks, it takes 48 hours. If it's a weekend, it takes longer, right? Now we've got to ask ourselves, we live in a digital world. So surely, if I can send you an SMS and you receive it instantly, or I can send you an email and you receive it instantly, this money is on computers. That's it. Why does it take that long? And where's the money sitting in the meantime? So what if we could remove that central authority? Now we're all connected via the internet. Currently, there are about 1 billion people that have access to banks in the world. There's 3.2 billion people that have access to the internet. Now look at the market there. So what if Bernard has an online wallet and I have an online wallet and we can send money to each other without going through a central authority? What if I said that money will arrive in 3 seconds? Is that an improvement in the current situation? Yes? And what if I said there would be no transaction fees? So if Bernard sends me 10,000 Rand, I've got 10,000 Rand, not minus all the fees. Improvement? For sure. And what if I said that it is far more secure than the systems we have in place right now? When we decentralize money, we're saying yes to financial fairness. We're saying yes to financial innovation. This is something that can't be stopped, isn't it? Technology cannot be stopped. It's like going back in time and saying, we don't want cell phones. Could we have stopped that? Impossible. We don't want personal computers. We could not have stopped that. We don't want the internet. We could not have stopped any of these things. This is innovation. So right now, the next phase, peer-to-peer, we cannot stop this either. When we say yes to decentralizing money, we're saying yes to 0 fees to send or receive money. No delays, no exchange fees. We traveled, we know what we had to pay, right? Geez, and all of these other additional charges that they throw at you. I mean, there's something called sundries. And you got to look at this and say, okay, so what exactly is sundries, you know? And the lady at the bank, she couldn't explain that. So I said, what is this, like a staple or something you're using somewhere, or a piece of paper? So what is sundries really? But they just add on all of these charges. And you look at it and you see when you're buying euro and when you're selling euro, see the difference. It's massive. So the banks have been getting away with all of this. So no unauthorized charges, no chargebacks, no freezing of accounts, no unauthorized withdrawals from your account. Where would you be if you could spot trends? If you could go back in time, when Google first started, would you buy some shares? Or Facebook? Or Apple? We'd all do it, right? Because in retrospect, we've seen what these companies have done. What if I say to you that what I'm about to show you is going to be bigger than any one of those companies? Because now we're talking about money. Everything requires money. Let's look at some examples of disruptive technologies. The first, telephone. How did we communicate before that? Horseback, yes. Yeah. See, the only other Indian person in the room knows the answer. We just rocked up at the uncle's house. We just rocked up, right? Look at our personal computers. Bill Gates said there will be a computer in every home and every business when he first started Microsoft. And people laughed at him. They thought it was ridiculous. What would we need this for? And today, is that a reality? I think he was wrong. Because there's more than one computer in every home and it's one per person or three per person. You've got your phone, you've got your tablet, you've got your PC, right? Today we have smartphones. Look at Facebook. Companies like Uber and Airbnb. Do you know Uber is like now the largest taxi company in the world and it doesn't own a single taxi? Not one. Isn't that amazing? What is it then? It's simply an app that links people looking for transport with people offering transport. Airbnb, they don't own any real estate, not a single hotel. What is it? Does anybody know the figure? Is it a $55 billion? $25 billion. And yet, what is it again? An app. Linking people looking for accommodation with people offering accommodation. It's as simple as that. So this is examples of decentralizing. It's examples of disruptive technologies. So today we're talking about a brand new technology called blockchain. So what is blockchain? If you go to your bank with a check, there's a verification process that happens, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got the teller will make sure the check is authentic, the signature is authentic, the funds are in the account before they give you any money, right? So blockchain is a series of computers that verifies every transaction. It is far safer, much faster, and much more efficient because there's no human intervention here. So fraud is eliminated with blockchain. So today the banks are starting to look at blockchain. I know ABSA and FNB are. They've got teams of people looking at blockchain throughout the world. The biggest banks are looking at blockchain. This new technology, I would say, is not even a game changer. It's a brand new game. It's like when we first had cell phones, it was a brand new game. We've got blockchain now, it's a brand new game. The decentralization of wealth and freeing of masses from financial slavery. This is going to be the biggest movement of wealth on our planet. The biggest movement of wealth we've ever seen. Do we want to be a part of it?
Certainly.
Let's look at cryptocurrency. That was the word I said 10 months ago. I wouldn't have been able to explain to someone exactly what it was, right? So cryptocurrency is basically digital money. If you look at, today, do we write letters? Not anymore, right? We write an email and send. So it's the same thing, but it's in digital format. Our photographs, previously we'd print them out. I know my mum's got like stacks of albums with photographs in them. Where's our photographs today? Cell phones, cloud, laptops, tablets, our phones. It's the same thing, but it's in digital format. Because you look at it, it's photographs, right? So why not money? So cryptocurrency is basically your money in digital form. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency. It was established in 2009. And just like, you know, when Bill Gates started Microsoft and everyone laughed at him, people did the same thing here. They didn't take this currency seriously at all. It was looked at like internet money to go and buy games and play games online. That's how it was looked at. And it started trading at 1 cent US in 2009. And today, Bitcoin is trading, I think it's $607.
It's dropped a little.
600. Okay, so let's say $600. So if you could get into a little time travel machine, go back to 2009 and buy just $100 of Bitcoin and forget about it. Today it would be worth $6 million. Now you see why I say this is bigger than any of those companies, Google, Apple. Nobody's bought shares in those companies and seen returns like that. Right? Today, Bitcoin is accepted at over 650,000 merchants worldwide. There was a student who came across Bitcoin and he just bought $26 of it, forgot about it for 4 years. Then he started hearing about Bitcoin on the news. He remembered, I bought some of this. Had to go and find the passwords to his wallet and realized his coins were worth $850,000. So that's about 12 million rand. Not bad, right? Wake up one morning and realize you've got 12 million rand. So Bitcoin, being the first cryptocurrency, has some challenges. Do you remember those Nokia phones we first had? What could we do with them? We could call, please call, and we could send SMSs. That was about it, right? So with Bitcoin, there's no formal marketing strategy. Now imagine in the 7 years, Bitcoin has gone from 1 cent to $600 without a marketing strategy. It's not an instant payment system, so the more payments taking place at the same time, you'll find that there are delays. It could go a few hours sometimes, still faster than the banks, and still no transaction fees. Also, Bitcoin was perceived as an investment. You'll find even today people that have Bitcoin tend to hold on to it. They don't want to use it like regular currency. We want to hold on and hope that it's going to now grow even more. Delay in conversion to global currency. So if you want to convert your Bitcoin into Rand, can be done, but it's quite a process. Also extremely expensive to mine. Now when we look at this word mine, it's just a computer terminology that we use. There are algorithms that are used to create cryptocurrency. It's created on computers. So you need vast amounts of hardware, software, and electricity. When I say vast amounts, I'm talking about buildings of computers. About a month ago, I met a few people that are very clued up with all of the cryptocurrencies. And they were laughing their heads off because there was someone that was trying to mine Bitcoin on his laptop and burnt it out in 10 minutes. Right? So the mining is an expensive process, and it takes a lot of electricity as well. But Bitcoin has paved the way for every other cryptocurrency. Because now we're being taken a lot more seriously, isn't it? If you look at the price of Bitcoin and the fact that it's accepted at 650,000 merchants. So we're introducing to you tonight Capricoin, which is the next generation cryptocurrency. It's a lot more advanced technology. It's better, faster, easier to use. So it's like your new smartphones. You can do a lot more with that. The first major difference is that Capricorn has got a powerful marketing arm behind it called Vizionary. So Vizionary is the marketing company. Capricorn is our currency. And we're not waiting to see what happens with our coin over the next 5 or 6 years. We're actually creating demand. We're driving the process of getting Capricorn into the market so that it can be used as a currency. So Capricorn is designed to be used like regular money. So you go to a restaurant, you pay with rands. Now you can go to a restaurant, pay with Capricorn, right? It's an instant payment solution worldwide, 3 seconds. It's designed to grow in value. This is the most important thing I can tell you tonight. It's designed to grow in value. What's happening with our rand? Remember the shopping trolleys? It's buying us less and less as time goes by, right? Cryptocurrency, when the algorithm is first created, the number of coins is determined and it cannot be changed. So there will be 208 million Capricorn for the entire world. And that's a small number, right, for the whole world. 208 million coins. So that means the greater the demand, the higher the price of the coin. So maybe this year you're going to say, okay, it's going to cost me 5 Capricorn to buy a loaf of bread, and then next year it's going to cost you 1, and then it's going to cost you 0.1, then it's going to cost you 0.001. So that's what's going to happen to our currency. It can handle high commercial volumes. That means we could have hundreds of thousands of transactions taking place in the same minute, and it will all be instant. It's not going to slow the system down. So it's a second generation cryptocurrency. Very user-friendly. Now remember we said the mining is quite an expensive process. In our case, Vizionary does all the mining for us. And we just simply get our coins. It's a 100% automated process. It's still your money, but now in digital form. This is an example of what our mobile application looks like. It's called Capri Pay. So Vizionary is the marketing company, Capricorn is our currency, and Capri Pay is our payment solution. No other cryptocurrency has a payment solution. So we are definitely leading the way here. So our merchants can download this absolutely free, our customers can download it free, and we can start trading and paying each other. This is an example of a desktop wallet where you can store your coins as well. Again, completely decentralized. Once you download the wallet onto your computer, it cannot be accessed from any other computer. So you back it up on a flash drive, so if your computer crashes, you can reload the wallet. So what if we could reverse inflation? What if this year, for the 5 Capricorn, you got a little packet of groceries, and next year with 5 Capricorn, you got a trolley full of groceries? That'd be a good idea. Nice picture. So what do some of the experts say? Bill Gates is saying the future of money is digital currency. If we didn't listen to him before, I think we should listen to him now. These are the co-owners and management team of Vizionary. Ladislav Pastor at the end there, he's from Slovakia. He's owned over 80 retail stores. He's the quiet one. He's in the background, but he's the money man, right? Frodeberg is the CEO and founder, and it was so amazing to see how he played host to all of us, making sure everybody, you were happy with your room, you were happy with your meals. And I mean, being the CEO of the company, you don't expect him. He's the president of the company, and Jesper Benson, wow, this man, he's just, when it comes to ethics, doing business the right way. This man's just got it down. He's, he already had my respect before because he's really helped me a lot. Being a new person, and when I had questions and things, he helped me a lot. But having met him personally, my respect for him is 100%. There's one more partner. It's a company called Top Sites, which is the IT company, and they're responsible for all our websites and apps and so on. The value of our currency is purely determined on supply and demand. So because the supply is limited, as the demand increases, the price of the coin has to increase. For a cryptocurrency to be legitimate, there are two requirements. One is that it has to be backed by blockchain technology, and the second requirement is that it must be listed on an open exchange. And Capricoin now is listed on yobit.net, bittrex.com, and bluetrade.com. The one we use most often is bittrex.com. You'll see us on coinmarketcap.com. You'll find us on WorldCoin Index as well. Gary Connor is not an owner of Vizionary. He's completely independent. He owns an online newsletter called Altcoin Today. He is considered to be one of the world's leading experts on cryptocurrency because he looks at everything on the market. And when he looked at Capricoin, he described it as the perfect coin, the perfect technology, and the perfect marketing strategy. His advice to us is go and collect as many as you can, because this coin is going to explode in value in the next 2 years. So for those of us that are members, right now we're like on a spree to just simply acquire more and more coins, because we know what's coming and we know what Vizionary has planned to get our coin into the market. So how do we acquire Capricoin? So like I said, Vizionary is doing the mining for us. We choose a package. For example, if you chose a silver package, €297 is just under 5,000 Rand at the moment. You're going to get 16 mining slots for that. So what does that actually mean? Each week, Vizionary mines 500,000 Capricoin. That gets divided by the number of slots in the system for that week. So if you look at the last few weeks, we're getting on average about 20 coins per slot. So if you had a silver membership, that means you'd have 16 times 20, 320 Capricoin for a silver membership. You can upgrade at any time you want. You'll pay the difference, and you'll get the difference in the number of slots. A gold membership right now is just under 15,000 Rand, and you're getting 56 mining slots for that. The platinum is €2,000, which is about 33,000 Rand, and that's giving you 150 slots. So you can see the bigger the package, the more slots you're getting, so it's more value for your money. The Vizionary at €6,000 is about 96,000 Rand right now, and you're getting 500 slots for that. Right now we've got a promotion going that's valid until December 2016. Yes, Fred, I changed it. If you're a gold member, existing or new, you're going to get 5 free registration cards. These registration cards are worth €47 each. So you can use that to bring 5 new people into your business, right? And if those 5 upgrade, anything silver, gold, platinum, whatever they upgrade to, you can get another 5 free cards.
Which one it upgrades?
No, when you've done 5.
Oh, you need 5.
5, yeah. 5 to upgrade, and then you get another 5. The platinum will get 10 free cards, and Vizionaries will get 20 free cards.
So just to clarify, that registration card is
€47, yes.
It's a spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a spot on your binary. Yeah. Okay, so how does our commission work? Now, you're going to always get two types of people, right? The one that will say, I want some Capricorn for myself. I'm just going to forget about it. I'll come back next year and see what the value is. And then you get other people like some of us here. We can't stop talking about this. We've seen the power of visionary. We've seen the power of Capricorn. We almost feel like it is our duty to educate people and say, wake up, look at what's going on, take care of yourself. You know, so we can't stop ourselves anymore. So for those that want to talk to other people about this, there's a 10% commission there for you. Honestly, I think the point we're at now, even if we didn't get the 10%, we'll still be doing this. So whatever commission we earn, so whatever package somebody buys, you get 10% of that. Your commission gets divided 70-30. 70% is in cash, in euro, and 30% basically gives you more Capricorn, right? So you're earning both ways. Then we've got a binary commission. I'm going to explain that in a moment on the board. And if you really dive into this business and you want to do some hard work, the earnings in the binary caps at 32,000 euro per week. It's not too shabby, right? It's about 500,000 rand a week. The time is definitely now. I think we kind of missed the Bitcoin train, right? Because you want to buy Bitcoin today, you need $600 for one. Capricorn right now is trading at about 25 cents on the exchange. So this is definitely the time to buy, acquire as much as you can. There's your Capricorn train waiting at the station. It's up to us to make the decision as to whether we're getting on or not. Richard Branson said, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. That's exactly what I did, and I think quite a few people in the room did exactly that, right? I remember Norman the day he looked at it, he gave me his card, he said, they, just sign me up, and he didn't know the whole story, and he's a platinum member sitting here. I think Gary did the same thing, hey? Yeah. So I know I did, because I joined, and it was, I think 2 weeks had gone by. We did our first presentation, and I still didn't know what blockchain was. So we learned as we went along. Let's take a real life example, right? Let's say you had 10,000 Rand in your bank account. What does your bank give you in interest? I think 32-day accounts are about 2.8% at the moment. Yeah? Let's be generous and say your bank gives you 5%. So after a year, you'd have made 500 Rand. Yes? Yeah. 500 Rand minus all the bank charges you're paying for that year.
And the depreciation of the currency.
And the depreciation of the currency. Now let's say you bought Capricorn last year, July, at 4 cents. That's where it started, 4 cents. And you bought for 10,000 Rand. Today, 28 cents. Your money is worth 70,000 Rand. Would you rather have it sitting in the bank in Rands or sitting as Capricorn? So let's look at the commissions, right? We said, firstly, you're going to get 10% of whatever package anybody purchases. So the silver's about 5,000 Rand, you're looking at 500 Rand there, 10%. The gold's about 15,000, so it's 1,500. Platinum's about 33, so it's 3,300 in commission. Visionary is 96, so it's 9,600 Rand. So that's paid to you instantly. Over and above that, each one of these packages has got a commission value as well. So if you look at the silver, it has a commission value of 200 CV. The gold has 600, platinum's 1,500, and visionary is 5,000. So let's see how this converts into income for you. So with the binary meaning 2, so that's you, and you basically have 2 legs to your business. So one leg is called your power leg, and one is called your working leg. So if you sold a couple of packages and this one did that, it just keeps growing. There's no cutoff point. Above you is your recommender and their recommender and so on. Now, just like you've got 2 spots on your front line, the people above you also only have 2 spots on their front line. So when those 2 spots are filled, where's their next person going to go? It has to come all the way to the bottom here. Right? So let's say this one's a silver. How many CV is a silver? 200. If this one's a gold, 600. Platinum is 1,500. A visionary is 5,000. Let's say this one's a platinum. You don't know who the person is. They've just spilled over, landed there. Platinum is 1,500 CV. That 1,500 CV counts for every person up that line, including you, even though you didn't know who that was. Now, at the end of each week, the system automatically calculates the CV that you have on each leg. So let's assume this week you've got 2,500 CV on your working leg, and let's say 2,800 CV on your power leg. So for every 500 from the working leg plus 500 from the power leg, that equals 1 step. And 1 step is going to pay you 50 euro. So in this case, how many 500s do you see there? 5. And how many 500s there? 5. So that would mean 5 steps this week. And 5 steps would pay you 250 euro. I think that's about 4,500 rand at the moment. Okay? What happens next week? You've got a whole lot of new people in your business. As they start working and bringing in their people, the CV starts building again for next week. And that's how we earn our binary income. Let's take an example of someone that does not introduce anybody. So they get a package for themselves and they do nothing with it, right? So let's take a platinum package as an example. So that's approximately 33,000 rand at the moment, and you're getting 150 mining slots for a platinum package. So currently you're getting plus minus 3,000 Capricoin for a platinum membership. So our goal with Capricoin is to get to where Bitcoin is today. And Bitcoin is at $600. But let's talk about $1 first. At $1, these coins are going to be worth $3,000, which is about 45,000 rand in profit, right? Happy with that? But our goal is not $1, right? So let's just look at some small numbers. Let's say $10. We get to $10. Your coins are now going to be worth 450,000 rand. Worth it to you? Yes? What about $100? You think we can make it there? At $100, it's going to be worth 4.5 million rand. That's still not our goal. But let's leave it there, right? So at $100, the coins that you got for your platinum membership, which was 33,000 rand, is worth 4.5 million rand. Do you see again why I'm saying bigger than the Googles and the Apples? Any questions?